My name's Don Petrone from the Arizona Military Vehicle Collectors Club, and we're at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Phoenix for Airborne Day. Let's go inside and see what's going on with the military vehicles. This vehicle here is owned by Al Barron. It is a Air Force M37, and it is fixed up as a cargo configuration truck. He's got his revolving amber lights on top for going, slow traffic or whatever. He's got his Pioneer rack in back. Very nice running truck. Very unusual Air Force colors. Real nice rig. And on this side, of course, we've got my old M43 ambulance. Beautiful paint job, yes. About 35 miles an hour is the top speed on this. 40 if you're lucky, going downhill or the wind's at your back, maybe. I've got a new engine for it in my office, so it's never going to quit running. When this one blows up, I'll just throw my new engine in and it'll run another 20 years. Jim, tell us a little bit about your Kugelwagen.
Well, I started on it last August when I bought a rolling pan and engine, and I did all of the overhaul work until I had a rolling running chassis, and then I shipped it over to New Mexico and had the body installed. Got it back end of January this year and could never get it tuned right. Finally did the bad thing and took it to a repair service, and they jerked it off, and sure enough I had a Hemi head on one side and not on the other. So after some engine overhaul work, I finally got it running around the 1st of May, and she's been humping along just real well.
Good deal, good deal. It's nice to have you with us today. It certainly is unusual to see this Kugelwagen running here at the show. Very unusual item. There aren't too many of these left anymore at all. Looks similar to a Volkswagen thing, but it is not. But I'm sure they were thinking about that when they were making those.
Yes, they did. In fact, this is a Type 82, and the Volkswagen thing was a Type 181, and they actually used the Type 181 in the West German Army. Finding original parts has been difficult. A lot of it are fiberglass copies or faceplates, but this horn is an original German World War II horn. And Don, if you'll reach in there right by the steering wheel, there's a button there, right on the base. The light on the front that looks like a squashed German helmet is actually called a no-tech light, and that's a blackout light used in driving in convoys at night. The hubcaps are also exact copies. They're now made down in Mexico of the actual actual ones used during World War II.
The National Guard brought out several vehicles for the airborne display here. One of them is this Mercedes-Benz Unimog excavator conversion. Pretty interesting. It's got your basic Unimog body, and it's had these implements added onto it. It's front end loader, and it also has a backhoe set up on the back. It's for digging. The guy who drives it said it's capable of digging a basement if you wanted to. Pretty strong rig.
All right, this is a 155 towed howitzer. It can be rail loaded on the back here. You spin it all, turn it all the way around, locked in, put on railhead, and transport it anywhere. So you can transport it by vehicle, armored vehicle, helicopter, different varied types of airplanes, and it can be dropped airborne right away too and set up within 12 minutes to fire. The total length of it is 42 feet from tail end to the very nose of the gun itself. It fires 155 projectiles of various amounts, also wrap rounds, rocket-assisted projectiles, also nuclear and chemical rounds can be fired out of this cannon. 10 men can operate it, or a minimum of 5 men. All right, in combat situations, it's been operated with 4.5 men. And that means that half man is running around busting his butt, doing anything that he can do.
Stand by! Fire! Let's go, baby, let's go, let's go, let's go. Work it, let's go.
Most of the velocity of the projectile is like about 23:52.5 seconds on the cycle rate, sir.
Okay, these types of rounds that this cannon shoots, they explode when they hit the target, right?
They explode either on impact, sir, or air burst, or air dropped. We have rounds that open up, actually explode in the air about maybe 200 or 300 feet above the air, and will drop little projectiles down like anti-personnel mines. It can fire up to 20 rounds per minute with a good crew. It can do a direct fire on tanks, buildings, anything. And the best way to do it is just use it like a shotgun, open the breech block, turn it towards the target, and you can fire it and blow anything up you need to do.
Let's look at the truck here real quick. You pulled this whole rig over here today,
Yes, sir.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what type of truck is this?
This is a 5-ton vehicle, sir, personnel carrier also, and ammunition carrier. You can put your whole crew in the back end here. 4 on one side, 4 on the other side, sir, and transport your equipment in the middle, your ammunition up front, and this vehicle can do it all also. It can go through water, at least 3 or 4 feet high, rivers. It has really good climbing rate, really good pulling rate, sir. You got to figure 11,000 pounds, plus men, plus equipment, plus ammunition, and it'll still go, sir. It's an astounding vehicle.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Sergeant Pablo. Really do appreciate
Thank
it.
you, sir.
Carl, what do you think of the show here today?
Oh, it's nice. I'm enjoying it.
What do you think of the vehicles?
Wish mine was here.
All right. Jim, tell us a little bit about your Jeep.
Well, let's see. It's a 1946 conversion, they call it. It was used on an Army base or an air base right after the war, World War II. When I got it, it was strictly civilianized and needed everything from top to bottom changed or worked on. It's just a good old Jeep that, with a little TLC, I've been able to keep it alive and use it on a daily basis.
Now, I noticed you have a couple passengers here.
I hand build these characters, make them for museums, businesses, private owners, people that want some character or person to be in their house when they're not there to make it look like somebody's living there.
Yeah, it's pretty unusual. Pretty unusual.
Yes, it is.
What do you think of the show here today? Hello. It's a dummy, sorry. Forget it, turn it off. It's a pretty nice Hummer military ambulance here from the National Guard. And this is the driver.
I'm Specialist View. I'm from Charlie 111th Area Support Medical Battalion over in Glendale, Arizona. And this is a 4x4 Humvee, has heating in the back end and also air conditioning for casualties.
Wow, look at this. This is really neat. Nice and comfortable. Got your really good cushioned seats here, as you can see. This is really cool. Look at, right? Voila! Haha! Camouflage.
You can put 2 on each side with the litter carriers up, and then you can also slide one in through on the floor.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It looks really good. All right. This is Lenny Ambrosiano, and this is his Kaiser 1¼ ton Jeep. Tell us a little bit about your Jeep, Lenny.
Well, I just got it completed last year with the help of our illustrious president, Paul Bible, and he has since painted it. And he did a little mechanical work. I did most of the cosmetic work, and it's completely restored to original, and it runs excellent, and I'm in love with it. Needless to say, here's the access from the driver's compartment. This here is just original condition right now. I haven't done anything to it really other than clean it up. This vehicle is unique in that it has the fording kit on it, which consists of the snorkel and the extended tailpipe, which goes up along the back of the vehicle to the top of the cab in the back, which allows you actually to ford water about 42 inches, which would be right about up to here.
And how fast will it go?
It'll do 60 miles an hour all day. It's got a Hurricane 6-cylinder engine in it. It's the original engine and the original mileage on it, which is probably 17,000, which is what the Speedo says. But other than that, it runs real strong. I'm happy with it.
This is Paul Bible's M109A2 Deuce and a Half. Very impressive vehicle. It's made by Studebaker Packard. It's got a multi-fuel engine in it, And Paul uses it for camping trips. It's actually a command post originally for a general in Desert Storm, but the inside has been converted for camping, but you can hardly tell by looking at it. Big old bumper. You can see those big Timken rear ends down in there. It's a lot of power, a lot of springs. It's got you a Pioneer tool rack right there. Got your spare tire. Very nice rig. Greg, tell us a little bit about your military Jeep here.
This is a 1945 Willys combat Jeep. It's a frame-up restoration. I spent 4 years on producing this vehicle, mainly in honor of World War II veterans. I want people to see what the vehicle took to preserve our freedom in World War II. The camouflage job on it is actually a campaign designed for the tropics, but it's unique in its own way because I've never seen another one like that before. I call it Jeep therapy, and I love working with these things.
Okay, this is an M37. This is owned by member Barry Bunch, and he's working on restoring this unit. It's a 1952 Dodge, and it is in a cargo truck configuration, and he's equipped with the winch. Looks very complete truck. He's got everything on it, it looks like to me here. Here's another M37. It's a 1955. It's owned by Christian Bell, and it is also in a cargo truck configuration. Very nice truck. Extremely good condition. It's got some nice new NATO tread tires on here. And this one has got the open cab. It's got the top off versus Barry's truck. And I believe he's got the top for this. He can do the same thing, put the top on. You can fold this windshield completely down if you want, so it's completely flat going across. He's got lockout hubs in this case. Very nice truck. It's a very, very powerful unit. I've ridden in this vehicle myself. It's very nice. Lloyd, what do you think of the show here today?
We're enjoying the heck out of it. We came down for the air conditioning, you know. It's real nice, like those canyons up there at So High Ranch, you know. Right. We're really enjoying it. Now, there's a lot of neat stuff here.
Also here at Airborne Days is a Korean cultural exhibit, which includes a martial arts display. Does any particular vehicle catch your eye?
Some of the Jeeps, because my dad was a member of the Army National Guard, and as a youngster I played in some of the Jeeps that he would bring home before he went on deployment, so they bring back a lot of fond memories.
Pete, tell us a little bit about your staff car.
Yeah, it's a 1940 Dodge. It's got a 230 overhead valve engine. It's dressed up as a General's 95th Bomb Group, the CAF Sentimental Journey. And it's pretty neat. It's pretty comfortable and better than driving a Jeep. And then it was parked on this empty lot. And I saw it and I called Roger, because Roger and I have been looking for a 42 Ford, which is almost near impossible. And I told him about it, and he came up and called me back and says, let's go buy it. So that afternoon we gave the guy some cash and bought it.
Okay, and you've painted it inside and out, correct?
Right.
Wow, neat vehicle.
How you doing? I'm Sergeant Smith. I'm actually active duty Air Force. The vehicle we have on display here is an armed up, fully bulletproof Humvee with an M60 machine gun mounted on top. We also have our other weapons here, squad automatic weapon, which is the weapon directly in front of you here. This is the most common weapon for our squads to carry right here. It's a very versatile weapon, 3 ways of loading it. It carries your traditional M16 magazine. It can also be loaded with a 200-round bucket, or it can be belt-fed just like the 60. Some of the other weapons you see here are our M203 grenade launcher, our Remington 12-gauge shotgun, and our standard M16A2 rifle. And the weapon on the end there is our standard issue Beretta 9mm.
Say that's an M60 machine gun up on top. How does that turret work? Why is it so unusual, the design of that turret?
Well, the design basically is designed right there for headroom. It's also armor plated, to protect the gunner. It has a hand-operated crank to rotate the turret. Comfort, no. But as far as feeling protected, I feel comfortable in that aspect of it.
Yeah, I'll bet you do. It's bulletproof. You don't have to worry in traffic, huh?
Oh, no.
About someone getting pissed off or anything?
Absolutely not.
Air conditioning? Do you have air conditioning in here?
Yes, it is.
Is that
Normally
right?
Hummers
Wow.
aren't air conditioning. This one is air conditioned because it's an armored unit. And to keep it secure, if you were to keep it secure and didn't have air conditioning, well, you can see obviously the heat stress that it would have.
Right.
Oh, look at this, man. Man, this is all right. This is what you want right here. Squeeze off a shot.
Recreational target shooting there, Don.
What was that?
Recreational target shooting.
Recreational target shooting. Yeah, you have this parked out in front of your place and you won't get too many solicitors at your door.
Yeah, there's plenty of clearance under here, Rob.
Are you comfortable, Don?
Yeah, it's nice.
Can you work on it without
Oh, yeah, it feels good. Nice and clean, too. Feels good to lay down for a change around here. Eric, what do you think of the show?
It's awesome. I love it.
Did you get up in the turret with the machine gun?
Yeah,
How was it?
pretty good.
You want one of these bulletproof Hummers?
Yeah.
Well, that about wraps it up for Airborne Days. I'm Don Petrone for AMVCC TV, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.